What brought you to be the president of Omore College?
Good question. I'm going to have to put it as I use this word, and I hope listeners will get this. I put it as a God thing, and here's what I mean by that. I had just finished my doctoral degree, so I was changing from one field to the other. I knew I wanted to be in education, but I didn't want to be in medical education anymore. So I'd studied all these years of the Cherokee and Cherokee culture and such. I thought I would probably go into just teaching full-time at a university, and I was doing so part-time. I was an adjunct professor at Middle Tennessee State University. I created a wellness center because I was trying to put the two together, the concept of educational learning, holistic learning, wellness, everything together. So I created a wellness center, sold it to an organization in Middle Tennessee, and had written myself in to direct this new wellness center. It was in the final stages of beginning to build out this wellness center when a job opening came open at Omore, and I was contacted. I went and interviewed. I left the first interview going, design school, I'm really not a designer. I don't know that I want to do that. But they called me back. I went back for the second interview and left going, this intrigues me. What is it about this that's intriguing me with something about design? I began to do a little bit of study on what is design, came up with the concept in my mind that it is art with meaning, art with purpose, and decided maybe that is who I am. Maybe it's about doing what I do with meaning and purpose. I literally went out in the woods for the entire day. I prayed, I meditated, I thought about it, what I'm going to do. Wellness center. I've created all this energy to do this wellness center. This brand new experience that I hadn't even thought about. I left the woods for the first time maybe in my life. I would say I was age 40. This was 14 years ago, age 40. And I go, I want to do the wellness center. I'm supposed to go to Omore. And I accepted the Omore position here. 14 years later, so I'm here, and I can truly say I love what I'm doing, and I enjoy coming to work every day. So it's one of those choices I made that was a little bit of fear factor in it, but I jumped the fence, took the job, and it's had its ups and downs, obviously, but it's the best thing I've ever done for me, and I believe I have things that I've been able to offer Omore and our students that they would not have had without me. So I think we're good for each other.
I was going to say, because when we met today, you had just returned from a retreat weekend.
Yeah.
And so it's like you brought your wellness to Omore, if I could be so bold as to say it that way.
Yeah, in several ways. I have created every course I teach based on my methodologies of sensory teaching and learning, of meaning and purpose. So I teach marriage. I teach behavioral science, which is part of my educational training and wellness. So I teach marriage and the family, but I don't teach it about rules and regulations and following this list of things and here are numbers. I do it about finding and building relationships. I actually use Dr. Gary Chapman's The 5 Love Languages, if you ever read it. Beautiful book. Read it if you have not. About the different ways in which we express love. I teach a course called Holistic Wellness, Spiritual, Mental, and Physical Well-Being. How do you create balance? I teach a course called Educational Wellness, which is all about using our whole brain, the right and the left. And if you say you're one, you need to access the other also. Do things that are opposite and begin to access the other part of your brain. I teach a course called Sacred Spaces, which I'm currently writing a book about. Spaces that create the sense of awe and peace and meaning to us, which might be a cathedral, might be a cabin in the middle of the mountains. It's just spaces that touch us and we come in contact with. This course is called Exploring Spirituality that we just came back from Cherokee and the Smoky Mountains. It's all about looking at nature for analogies for finding meaning and purpose in life. So we go and spend the week in the mountains. We'll walk the Appalachian Trail, part of the Appalachian Trail. We'll climb the highest point in Tennessee, Clingman's Dome. We got to see 6 bear this week. We got to see a wolf. We went to Cherokee and we danced with the local Cherokee in an area Indian ceremony. We've had a pipe ceremony, a sweat lodge ceremony. We do all of these things to try to learn about the world in which we live, to try to grow, to try to look at nature for inspiration. And as artists, which my students are all artists and designers, nature provides to me the greatest inspiration for anything we're going to do with colors, textures, shapes, forms, meaning and purpose. So yes, wellness is a part of everything I do here, from fundraising to teaching a class, to doing a wellness retreat, to I do an educational teaching and training for my faculty. It's all about going to the classroom and helping your students find the way in which they learn, not about teaching them a bunch of facts and figures. Students can do that with a book on their own. It's about them experiencing something with you that they would not experience in any other way. And to me, education is more about teaching people how to learn than learning in college. I learned so much more after I got out of school. All it was an avenue through which gave me credentials and taught me that I could learn on my own. So if nothing else, people should go to school to learn how to learn, not to learn while they're there necessarily. I hope that makes sense.
It totally makes sense. I think the downside to that is there's an awful lot of schools that don't teach you how to learn. They just...
Oh, absolutely. So many schools are about, I call them carbon copy schools. They're just about, you do this, you do this, you do this, you get your A, B, or your C, and you get out of school with the credentials, but not the knowledge. I really grew in that experience when I did my master's. My undergraduate was a lot more about this traditional way of learning, with just learning facts and figures and information. When I did my master's, it was all about teaching me how to learn, and that was tremendous. So I think I really do operate on more and more on the teaching philosophy of a master's or graduate program, and that is so much experiential learning. It's so much. You're going to take a few tests or more, but I guarantee you're going to do a whole lot more creating gowns and dresses, or building out the formula for a house, a structure, or creating a website. So you've got to learn some information and some facts so you can do that. But if you don't experience it, it's book knowledge, and book knowledge is only it's only a tenth of what you need when you get out in the world. That other 90% comes from experience and personality and desire and passion.
Absolutely. Well, I will tell you, you've converted me to think of education differently. If I was a student right now and thinking about going to a college, I would definitely consider coming to Omore. So
it's a great place. It really is. I'm at a point where I don't have to be here. I choose to be here. And when I think about retirement in the next decade, in my 60s, I go, while I would like to be able to retire, I don't know if I will want to retire. I've learned to learn. I've learned to enjoy learning. Teaching and learning is an art. And the best teachers, and I really want to train teachers to do this, is they should be able to express all the senses. Don't read to me out of a book. Share with me, tell me about something in such a way that I actually experience it through you. That's a teacher, and that's an art. And hopefully all of us have had at least one of those. And hopefully we'll have a whole lot more in the future. And hopefully I'm creating a tremendous number of artists and teachers here at Omore.
So Mark, how can people find out more about you, more about Omore? Where would you like them to go and look?
Sure. One of the easiest ways in today's timing is to look at www.omorecollege.edu. So just omorecollege.edu. That's a great way. Come by and see us. We're in the middle of downtown Franklin. The visit itself is worthwhile. We have a sensory garden here. We have a beautiful campus, 2 historic buildings. We also believe kind of in this mix of traditional and non-traditional. So this campus is a very traditional, older homes, which is not a traditional school system. We also have 6,000 square feet at the factory in Franklin, which is a big industrial space, the high ceilings, the exposed lighting and air and heat and such, huge garage doors that open up. Design has various elements to it, from the industrial to the very historic. So come and see us, but omorecollege.edu is one of the best ways to do it. Follow us on Twitter, or we have blogs, but hit us on the website and you can find all those other aspects of us. See, a little bit of our fashion show is on there currently. There should be, if it's not, a little bit of information about our trip to the Smokies. Maybe see some of the girls out there dancing with some of the Cherokee men, or us with the Bears. So I think that's a good way to see us.
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and sharing with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I enjoyed the